Is the BMW R1300GS still the undisputed queen of the adventure bikes in 2025? Or does it already have rivals capable of snatching its throne? Today, we're going to discover it together, analyzing what this machine offers, a machine that has marked a before and after in the history of motorcycling. Get ready, because we will see its power, its technology, and everything that keeps it, or not, at the top of the segment. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell, because what we are going to see today is not just a review, it is a journey to the heart of the most iconic BMW motorcycle. If the history of the GS has been written with evolution, with the R1300GS 2025, BMW has decided to write a new chapter with a revolution. And this revolution begins with a visual coup that leaves no one indifferent. When you face this new motorcycle, the first thing you notice is that BMW has had the courage to break with one of its most recognizable icons, the asymmetric headlight. That characteristic eye that for 25 years has looked at the horizon has given way to a completely new front end, more compact, angular, and dominated by a dual-function matrix LED headlight that for the first time is perfectly symmetrical. It is a bold change, a new face for a new era. But this goes far beyond a simple facelift. Every line, every plane of this radical redesign responds to an obsession, lightness and mass concentration. Think of it as high-precision surgery. The engineers have not only trimmed kilos, they have restructured the motorcycle from its foundations. The result is a machine that is 12 kilograms lighter than its predecessor, but the most important thing is where that weight has been removed. The Boxer engine has been placed farther forward and lower, and key components like the gearbox are now integrated into the engine sump, lowering the center of gravity drastically. The wheelbase has been shortened. In essence, they have taken the classic GS silhouette, tall and defiant, and have compressed, compacted, and tensed it like an archer's bow, ready to release all its energy in an instant. The promise of all this engineering effort is a transformative agility. Where before you felt the solidity of a tank, now you feel the liveliness of a much more responsive and manageable motorcycle. It is a change that is felt from the first moment. You lean it into a corner or handle it at low speed. BMW has not just created a new suit for its queen, it has given it a new skeleton, stronger and more agile, to defend its throne. What it hides inside is a technical revolution that redefines what it means to ride an adventure bike. Here there is no room for timid evolutions. BMW has taken the already praised Boxer engine and pushed it to its most extreme and refined expression. We're talking about a 1300cc that is not only the most powerful production Boxer in BMW's history, with 145 horsepower delivered at 7,750 RPM, but more importantly, it offers a torque of 150 Nm at 6,500 revolutions, which feels available throughout the rev range. This increase in vigor is not a product of chance. The engineers increased the piston diameter and optimized the airflow with larger intake valves, achieving a more explosive but surprisingly civilized beast. But the real crown jewel, the change that marks a before and after, is the Automated Shift Assistant, or ASA. This optional system is the materialization of the pursuit of absolute convenience without sacrificing control. Imagine it. You get on the motorcycle and there is no clutch lever. Your left foot is freed. When starting off, the ASA manages the clutch completely automatically with a smoothness that, according to testers, surpasses even that of an experienced rider. The magic operates in two main modes. In M, or manual mode, you decide when to shift using the traditional foot shift lever. The difference is that every shift, every upshift or downshift, is executed by an electromechanical actuator with surgical precision and smoothness. It is like having a perfect quick shifter in all situations. If you get distracted and the revs drop too low, the system will prevent the engine from stalling by making a downshift for you. Where the technology truly shines is in the D, or dynamic mode. Here, the motorcycle becomes a true automatic. The electronic control selects the ideal shift point based on your riding style, lean angle, engine speed, and selected riding mode. It is the perfect option for urban journeys, traffic jams, or long straights on the road, where you can concentrate solely on the throttle and brake. Now, is it perfect?
Road tests suggest that while the automatic clutch is impeccable, the automatic shifting in D mode can be a bit less intuitive than, for example, Honda's dual-clutch transmission, with shifts that can sometimes feel somewhat abrupt, especially between first and second gear. This means that for many enthusiasts, the true value of the ASA will not be in the fully automatic mode, but in the supreme comfort of the automatic clutch combined with the fun of ultra-fast and smooth manual shifts. In essence, BMW has not only created the most powerful boxer, it has reinvented the interaction between the rider and the machine. The R1300GS asks you, do you want the absolute control of a state-of-the-art manual gearbox, or do you prefer the relaxed comfort of an automatic? You no longer have to choose. This beast offers you both faces in the same revolutionary heart. But what does it feel like to pilot this revolution on two wheels? Because spec sheets and radical designs only make sense when you twist the throttle and the road begins to flow under the wheels. The first and most immediate sensation when riding the new R1300GS is a lightness that borders on the incredible. That loss of 12 kilos is not just a number on paper. It translates to a motorcycle that leans with an almost telepathic will, that responds to the slightest pressure from your body with disarming agility, especially in series of tight curves. Where before you felt the weight of the legend, now you feel the liveliness of a sport bike. This impression of lightness is magnified by the new Evo telelever front suspension. When taking a curve, a traditional fork compresses and extends, which affects the geometry. The telelever, instead, separates the functions of steering and dampening. The result is an unshakable stability when braking over bumps, or when leaning into a curve on an imperfect surface. The motorcycle does not dive when braking. It stays flat and secure, inspiring a confidence that invites you to go a little bit further. However, this new character is not without personality. More seasoned riders notice that the engine, despite its refinement, has gained in mechanical character. That is to say, it's an engine more audible and vibrant at low and medium revolutions than its predecessor. For some, this adds a more visceral and connected feeling. For others, it could be perceived as a step back in refinement. It's a subtle reminder that beneath the high technology beats the soul of a boxer.
And in urban traffic or slow speed maneuvers, the option of the adaptive vehicle height control becomes a superpower. When you stop, the motorcycle lowers itself automatically, allowing even riders with shorter inseams to plant both feet securely. The moment you accelerate, it recovers its riding height. It is one of those technologies that, once tried, becomes almost indispensable. In summary, the riding experience of the R1300GS is that of a motorcycle that has changed character without losing its essence. It has exchanged a part of its classic serenity for an agility and a responsiveness that make it more fun and accessible. It is no longer the queen who observes her kingdom from a distance. It is a sovereign who has stepped down from the throne to ride on the front line of battle. However, no reign is free from controversy, and the new R1300GS has not been able to escape a fervent debate that divides opinions. Because while BMW was celebrating this radical redesign, a part of the public, especially those loyal to the GS legend, raised their voices with an uncomfortable question. Have they gone too far? The epicenter of the controversy is found without a doubt in its front end. By abandoning the asymmetric headlights, an element of identity for a quarter of a century, BMW not only changed a part, it severed an emotional link for many. In specialized forums and social media, opinions are strong. Some describe the new front as too generic, similar to a KTM, or directly uncharacteristic. The loss of that unique wink has left some fans with the sensation that the motorcycle has lost part of its soul. But the criticism does not stop at the aesthetics. This focus towards a more compact and miniaturized motorcycle has a downside. Some taller riders have reported that, compared to the previous generation, the new GS can feel somewhat tighter in the legroom, a crucial detail on long-distance trips where comfort is king. It is here that BMW plays a risky card. By seeking to attract a new audience with a more modern and aggressive design, it assumes the risk of alienating its traditional base. those who venerated the classic stature and unmistakable image of the GS. It's a delicate balance between innovation and heritage, between looking to the future and honoring the past. This debate, at its core, transcends the motorcycle itself. It is the eternal tension that any icon faces when it must renew itself, the audacity to change what works, against the comfort of maintaining a proven success. The R1300GS does not aim to be everyone's motorcycle. It is BMW's bet on a new identity. And like any bet, its true value will only be confirmed with time. After this journey through its history, its technology, and the debate that surrounds it, the moment of truth arrives. The question that resonated at the beginning: is the BMW R1300GS 2025 still the undisputed queen of the adventure bikes? The answer is not a simple yes, but a yes with nuances that define its new reign. It is no longer the absolute monarch that rules from an unquestionable position. The throne it occupies today is different. BMW has not updated the GS, it has reinvented it. It has exchanged part of its classic serenity for an explosive agility. It has sacrificed an iconic design for an aerodynamic efficiency and a mass concentration that make it more manageable than ever. With the ASA, it has blurred the line between the rider's absolute control and supreme comfort, risking the polarization of its own legion of followers. It is, in essence, a bold bet, a bet that the future of adventure motorcycles lies in lightness, integrated technology, and a more visceral character. That is why its reign is no longer based solely on tradition or robustness, but on pure innovation. Does this mean it is the perfect motorcycle for everyone? No. Purists of the design may miss the old one, and taller riders might find more spacious rivals. But as a global tool, as the machine capable of turning any road, whether asphalt or dirt, into an exciting and controlled experience, its combination of capabilities is simply unbeatable. The BMW R1300GS has not lost the crown. What it has done is forged a new one for itself. A crown that shines with the light of technology, weighs less due to advanced engineering, and defends itself with the agility of a new era. The Queen has evolved, and she is more than prepared for the challenges of the future. And you, what do you think? Do you believe BMW got it right with this radical evolution, or do you long for the GS of the past? We read you in the comments. If you like this analysis, don't forget to subscribe and support us with your like to make this motorcycle family even bigger. Good roads to everyone.